Overthinkers. My name is Courtney and welcome to the Overthinker Guide. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about travel safety tips. Now I feel like a lot of this, really not a lot, but I feel like some of the things on here I might be just a little bit paranoid. But I just think it's still good to know and keep these things in mind because it's better to be safe than sorry. So we're going to jump right into it. So the first tip I have for travel safety tips is research where you're going. I'm saying this first because you should research where you're going before you make any flight plans, make any hotel reservations, anything like that. So things look fun on TikTok and Instagram, but sometimes you need to do some extra research to prepare, make sure you know everything. For instance, like looking up the country's laws, or if you're going to a different city, look up the city's laws, because some of them may seem a bit taboo to you, or they may seem unserious, for lack of a better word. But if you break them, you will get arrested. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in jail at home. So I especially don't want to be in jail in a foreign country. So definitely do your research of where you're going beforehand. Just an example of something that I didn't quite realize, and I don't typically wear this, so it didn't apply to me. But in most Caribbean countries, you can't wear camouflage. It's illegal to wear camouflage because it's similar to what the military wears. So that's something I didn't even think that comes to mind. So just, research things like that, because you don't want to have your cute little camouflage sweatpants on and then get arrested because you have camo on. Now, this is technically another tip, but I'm putting this with research where you're going. If you are a U.S. citizen or national, you can enroll in this program that's called the Smart Travel Enrollment Program, STEP for short. So this is a program that lets you know of any travel advisories. You can put a place that you are planning on visiting or thinking of visiting, and it'll let you know if there's any travel advisories happening. Next tip for travel safety is to share your itinerary with someone. This goes especially if you're traveling by yourself. I would say to share your travel itinerary anyway, whether you're with family, friends, or by yourself, just to be on the safe side, so someone who's not on this trip with you knows where you are. If something happens to you or the people that you're with, you have somebody on the outside that can kind of help look for you or think. This is worst case scenario, again, a little bit paranoid, but it's important to share the itinerary with somebody that's not on this trip with you. So I like to think of it how cruise lines do it. So they're normally going to ask for an emergency contact, but they're going to ask for someone who is not on the ship with you. And again, this is so that they can notify someone outside of the ship if anything has happened. So just keep that in mind with all of your travel. And then going along with sharing your itinerary, share your location or your rideshare link if you're using rideshares in different places with someone also. I don't normally use rideshare that often anymore since I have to drive everywhere. I have my own car and I'm driving everywhere at home. But recently, Uber and I think Lyft also have a feature where you can share your route with someone so they can kind of keep track of where you are. They'll know who's driving you, and I believe they'll know the type of car. My mom would share her route with me when she would go traveling for her daughter's appointments. So this is very helpful. Or again, share your location. I don't have an iPhone, so I don't know how that works. But share your location with someone. I'm sure you already have a list of people that you share your location with, but this is just so again, someone knows where you are, or someone you trust. Let me preface. Make sure you're sharing your location or this rideshare link with someone that you trust, like a family member or a close friend. This next tip is more optional, but I would say to specifically if you're worried about a particular place that you're visiting that is high-level pickpocketing, I would get a wallet that goes underneath your clothes or that attaches to your bra. I actually had a wallet, body wallet, I can't remember what it was called, like a money belt with with me when I went to New Orleans and Mexico, just because people were saying, oh, be careful while you're there. I felt fine, actually. But it was easy to grab my things. But when I had the money belt in New Orleans, I felt secure. It was easy to kind of grab the bills out that I needed to pay for things. So I felt like it was useful. So again, I would do this more if you feel like you're going to be in an area that has high pickpocketers. So we're not finished yet, but this other tip, this will be the last tip for general tips, is be aware of your surroundings. So this is just for everyday life. Always be aware of your surroundings. Stay alert. If something doesn't feel right or it doesn't seem right, trust that intuition and go back to your hotel or go somewhere else, the opposite direction of where you're going if it just doesn't feel safe, right? So just always be aware of your surroundings. Okay, so now I'm going to go just a little bit more specific and get into hotel room safety tips. This is where our paranoia is really showing. I've just seen a couple of news stories, blog posts, and TikToks about certain things, and I'm just freaking out. So I do have some hotel safety tips. So this is just something I've grown up seeing my mom do all the time, that cover your people in your hotel room. My mom, that is usually the first thing that she does when we get into the room. She grabs a piece of tissue, napkin, toilet paper, paper towel, whatever, and sticks it in that peephole. I guess it's just keeping creeps from looking in from the other side. So that's one thing I would suggest, just because I've grown up with it, so it's become a habit. And then since we're still at the door here with covering people, cover the bottom of the door with a towel. And if you have a connecting room, cover the connecting room door with the towel also. So I would say this is after you've already taken your shower, or before you take your shower, go ahead and put that underneath. So this is to stop people from sliding things under the door. Like, I've seen videos of someone putting a tiny camera underneath the door to spy, someone trying to put some type of contraption to unlock the door from the inside, sliding it underneath the door. So the towel is going to serve as a barrier to stop that from happening. Again, I feel like 9 times out of 10 that won't happen, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Another thing to look for is, I said a hotel, but this applies really for any place that you're staying. Check for hidden cameras. Ever since I heard about the certain Airbnbs that had hidden cameras, it freaks me out. So definitely try to check for hidden cameras. If you find them, if you're at a hotel, you might want to change rooms or change hotels. So just keep an eye out for that. For this next step, this is my paranoia showing, but check for if there might be secret doors in your room. One woman had found a secret door to a tunnel in her hotel wardrobe, and that's just really scary. You don't know what that tunnel's used for, who's using it, who knows about it. It's just very scary. So I would say if you do find something like that, again, you might want to move rooms or just change hotels entirely, because that freaks me out. That freaks me out just thinking about that. Again, these tips are paranoia based, but again, it's always better to be safe. Now, this last tip, it's not paranoia based. It's saying that check for bed bugs. So, bed bugs settle in fabric and they can infest everything. So if you find bed bugs in your bed before you sit down, sleep, whatever on it, you need to go ahead and change rooms, because bed bugs can get in your clothes, get in your suitcase, and then you would have to literally get rid of all of your items because it's infested with bed bugs. So just be on the lookout for that. Always carry your disinfectant spray, Lysol, what have you. Spray that down. So it's about cleanliness more than safety, but I equate the two. Being clean is being safe. So those are the safety tips that I have, but I did also want to share some items that you might want to consider getting to kind of help with more security and safety. So one thing I would suggest is the hotel door lock. So I have it. I'll probably show a clip of it. But it's a hotel door lock. It's an additional lock to the deadbolt that the hotel has, but you stick it in the door frame, close your door, and then lock it, and that way no one can unlock from the inside because that lock is there. The next thing I would suggest considering getting is the door alarm. So it's like a door stop that's used to keep the door open. That's what it's shaped like, but you kind of there, and it's supposed to alert you if someone opens that door. So that's something I think would be good to have. And there's actually companies that sell the two together, that door lock and the door alarm. And then lastly, again, more so for health, but again, health is safety, getting a carbon monoxide detector, a mobile one. So some fatalities have happened in hotels because of carbon monoxide poisoning. I'm not through a hotel, but I know someone who's been personally affected by that, unfortunately. So having a carbon monoxide detector would be good to have. That way you can obviously know if there's carbon monoxide in your room. You can alert staff. They can get that handled, get you to another room, or get you to, get your accommodations handled. So those are the 3 items I would suggest getting just for more security to kind of help. Those are all my safety tips. If you have safety tips, please leave them down below in the comments. We can never be too safe. As I've been saying multiple times in this video, it is better to be safe than sorry. So if you like this video, please leave a like down below. Consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. And then in the next video, I'll be talking about a travel checklist for your trip. But until then, I will see you next time, Overthinkers.